I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and today we're going to be talking about the Klean Kanteen Insulated TKWide water bottle, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. Be sure to check out the full review, and let's get into it. This water bottle is stainless steel, so it's a familiar material. So if you look on the inside, you can see that stainless steel, and then on the outside here, we have a powder coating, which is this we have this baby blue color here, but they do have a couple other colors, like a matte black and a purple as of right now. And then you can choose which cap you want to go with the water bottle. So in this instance, we have the twist cap, which has, when you twist out, a straw pops out, but they do have 5 caps total right now. So depending on what you need to use it for, whether you prefer drinking hot liquids, so you want a coffee cup or something like that, that's totally up to you which cap you want. They do have different compatibilities with this, so they all do fit. So if you're looking at the outside here, there's pretty subtle branding, just a little Klean Kanteen down here. And then that's it for that. And then on the cap, there's a little bit of writing there as well. So it's pretty subtle, which is nice. With this particular one, though it does hold hot liquids, they don't recommend using hot liquids with this cap because, as you can see, and we'll talk about this a little bit more, on the inside here, there is a metal straw. So that is, you don't want to drink hot liquids with a straw, just kind of in general, and this is no exception. So if you look at the inside of the bottle here, there is this, instead of, when you're looking at how it twists in, usually it's these lines like right here, but in this case, it's individual dots. And Klean Kanteen says specifically that this is for insulation retention. We're not entirely sure if that's the case. We don't have a way to test that. We're not really scientists. In terms of cold water performance and hot water performance, this bottle performed fairly well. There are bottles that do keep liquids a little bit colder, a little bit warmer over long periods of time. But in general, I was able to keep ice cold or ice available in here for quite a while. And then if it was cold water, it would get lukewarm a little bit faster. But it is only 16 ounces, this one at least, so you go through it pretty quickly when you are drinking water. All of the things here are dishwasher safe, though they do recommend hand washing, which is mostly what I do anyway with water bottles, just to keep them safe. As you can see here, there's a little bit of damage on the outside of that powder coating, but that's stuff that you would see on pretty much any water bottle that has that powder coating, or even stainless steel. It's so easy for that to get scratched up. If you drop it or anything like that, there are no dents or anything, so that's really what you want to look out for because that can affect the insulation. So kind of looking at this cap here, there's this metal handle that swings from side to side, which is nice because it keeps this low profile. So this reminds me a lot of like a Yeti cap where it's very, very flat, but the handle, also like a Hydro Flask, can flip from side to side and it stays out of your way. This here is the straw attachment, which attaches on the inside to the silicone bit for the silicone drinking straw up here. This folds in, so all you have to do in order to get the straw out is to twist it. So I found that on occasion, this would get stuck, so I would flip it open. It's not doing it right now, but I would flip it open and it would stay like that, and then if I were to twist it shut, open it again, sometimes it would continue to be stuck. So I would sometimes have to touch it in order to bring it out. That's not a huge deal, but also part of the perk of this is that when you're twisting it, you don't have to touch the straw, but you do have to touch the straw if it's getting stuck. So that is a little bit of like germ transfer if that's an issue for you. But in general, it wasn't a huge deal. So another thing with this is I found that if I were to take this apart completely to clean it, which I can show you how that's done, it would almost reset it, so it would work a little bit better. So this was giving me issues until yesterday when I cleaned it, and then when I put it back together, it started working again, which was nice. So it's almost like a little bit of a redo. So in order to take this apart, you take this little guy out, you can pop this cap off entirely, and take this straw out. Klean Kanteen says that this comes out, but I was like really yanking on it and I wasn't able to get it to budge. So what I ended up doing was just using a straw cleaner on here, similar to how I would use it here, which isn't that big of a deal in terms of cleaning, but if you see, because it does move around a little bit, both here and here, it might get a little bit musty in there after a little while. So that's something to keep an eye out for. But in general, it's easy to clean and easy to reassemble. All you have to do is snap all of this back in and then re-secure it, and you're good to go again. And that is something that you're gonna wanna do every time, because if you wash this and you just say like, take out the straw and then take out this straw, then, or leave this straw in because I wasn't able to get it out either, but if you want to clean them separately, you're still getting the whole cap wet, which means that when you go and twist this way, it's going to be wet inside here. And then when you twist back out this way, it's going to be wet inside here. And it's just kind of like never really going to fully dry that way. So you want to make sure that when you do clean it, you take it fully apart just to make sure that everything is good to go right off the bat. You don't have to worry about any residual water or any water buildup, which over time can get a little bit gross. And it's something that's familiar with water bottles kind of in general, but you want to avoid it as much as possible, especially when you're traveling and you want to keep everything as clean as possible. So if we're looking at the size here, this one here is 16 ounces, but as comparison, this is a Hydro Flask, which is 18 ounces. So they're very similar sizes, but you do get a little bit less water in this one here than you would in this one just by capacity alone. They are similar sizes, so it's easy to carry. They both fit in like in car water holders and everything like that. So that's nice, but you do get a little bit less water in here. So in terms of temperature retention and how long water actually stays cool, that's something where I was going through water so fast that it didn't really matter if it was taking a little bit or if it warmed up a little bit quicker. So overall, I really enjoyed this. This handle here never really got hot, even if it was sitting in the direct sun. So that was really nice because I was worried that if I was leaving it out somewhere, or if it was a really sunny day, if I would grab this, it would get hot, but it never did. So that was really nice. One thing I will note is that when I would fill it up again, if you go to take off the cap, it'll twist with you. So when you do want to take the cap off, you're going to want to grab it by this lower bit because this whole mechanism will twist a little bit awkwardly. And when you take this out, the straw, because it's holding pressure, like have you ever done that thing where you like are at a restaurant or something and you put your finger over the top of a straw hole and then it holds onto the water in here? It almost does that same exact thing because this is twisted shut. It's going to hold this water in here. So when you take it out, you're going to want to kind of shake it a little bit or even open up the cap entirely so that the water falls out before you go and you put it in the sink or something like that, because I did have issues where water would be stuck in the straw and I would be moving too quickly and it would kind of drag from here and onto the sink over the counter and things like that. So it's just small things like that that you get used to using. It's nothing that really impacted the water bottle in any way in terms of use. It was just things where after a while you kind of pick up on the small things and then you adjust how you interact with the water bottle based off those things. So there you have it, the Klean Kanteen Insulated TKWide water bottle. Be sure to check out packhacker.com for the best buying options that support the channel at no additional cost to you. Link down below. We'll see you in the next video.